Now, I mentioned the Good Friday appeal. It's part of the fabric of this city and this state. It brings people from all walks of life together with the singular goal of raising as much money as possible for a wonderful cause, the Royal Children's Hospital. Now, it all started some 90 years ago when the Children's Hospital in Melbourne was at risk of closing. Costs were soaring, the facilities were overcrowded and things looked pretty grim until a team from the Herald and Weekly Times Sporting Globe approached Sir Keith Murdoch with the idea of a fundraising sporting carnival. He backed it and they managed to raise £427. That was back in 1931. From those humble beginnings, the Good Friday appeal was born and it has raised hundreds of millions of dollars for the Royal Children's Hospital. The day holds a special place in the hearts of all Herald and Weekly Times staff and I think all Victorians. Earlier today, I spoke to Herald and Weekly Times Chairman Penny Fowler, who is also chair of the Good Friday appeal. Penny, you're at the hospital. Tell us about the mood and what this day means to the staff there, the patients and the volunteers.
Thank you, Rita. Lovely to see you on Good Friday and really appreciate having a chat with you. I'm at the hospital. I've had a lovely tour of the hospital and I mean, how amazing. Every time you go up into a ward and we saw Ariel and Liam, all these beautiful staff and nurses all dressed up with their bunny ears and pink outfits on. I think it's just really, you then really realise why you're doing this and why we're all doing this to support the sick children. And at our 90th year, the Good Friday appeal, it's just great to be here at the hospital really and to be helping, and I just hope everybody in Victoria and everyone will donate $5 or $10 or whatever they can to help us.
Well, it is the 90th anniversary. How much are we hoping to raise before the day's over?
Well, that's a great question, Rita. Look, last year we were lucky we raised $18.2 million. With the very generous help of the Victorian government. And this year we're very excited. So I'd love to break that record in our 90th year. This year we're really excited. The government have kicked in $1 million to start the day off to try and inspire everybody to donate a little bit to help us get to a fabulous total. Post-COVID, whatever we can raise will be a benefit to the kids and to the hospital. Obviously, being the 90th, I'm very ambitious and hope we might be able to break that record. But just everyone giving whatever they can is the essence of the appeal. And also, I just want to say in the 90th, it was started in 1931, the Good Friday appeal, actually, Rita, by my grandfather, when some Sporting Globe journalists came to him and wanted to raise money. And it's just amazing to think 90 years on, all of our staff, the Herald Sun, and all of our partners, Channel 7, everyone contributing to this ongoing appeal. And so far, we've raised $381 million for the Royal Children's Hospital.
We're on the verge of that 400 million. We might get there tonight, which would be just absolutely fantastic. Now, you're right, the Good Friday appeal has become... Oh, it would be absolutely a great way to start this Easter. But it has become, the Good Friday appeal, really part of the fabric of this town and indeed the state. You'd be hard-pressed to find a parent in Victoria who isn't grateful for the world-class care the Royal Children's Hospital provides. What will the money people donate be used for?
So, Rita, the money is used for equipment, for support at the hospital, just to take the hospital from a good to great hospital. There's research projects, there's helping patients with pieces of amazing equipment like X-ray machines, and really it's used, every bit of the money is used to go and make this hospital into a great hospital, a world-class hospital, so that our children have the best facilities, the best staff, and the best hospital to be able to come and get treated at.
Absolutely, and from humble beginnings, you mentioned it started in 1931. I think they managed to raise a few £100 back then, and now on the verge of $400 million. Wonderful.
It's really incredible, isn't it, that it started with such humble beginnings. But at the essence, it's always been the same, though, Rita. Everyone giving a little bit, and that's what the strength, and that's why it is part of the fabric of our community. It is community fundraising. It's a generosity of all Victorians, whether in Moe, Hamilton, the city, wherever they are, giving $5 or $10 to help the children. And the Good Friday appeal has really grown. And I agree, I mean, everyone knows the Good Friday appeal, but everyone also knows someone at work, a colleague, a family friend who's been touched by the hospital. And, like myself, I'm a mother and a new grandmother. And, you just think to yourself, how lucky are you to have children? You want to help people whose children are sick. And I mean, to be able to have a hospital like this in Victoria and Melbourne, we are so fortunate.
Oh, absolutely. And I've been a beneficiary as a mother as well. And they just give your child the very best possible care, just at times of high stress and anxiety. It just gives you that comfort knowing they're getting the very best care. Penny Fowler, thank you for joining us on the special Good Friday edition of the Friday Showdown.
Thank you so much, Rita, and happy Easter.
It is such a special day. Have you been with your children to the Royal Children's Hospital? I went, almost 10 years ago when my child was toddler age, and it is so stressful having a child go under a general anaesthetic, for example, but they just do everything so well. They think about the impact on the parent, the impact on the child, how they can make the experience a little bit more comfortable and take away some of that fear and stress. So they just really are the best at what they do.
I've indeed been to the Royal Children's Hospital with two of my children, Rita, and look, I won't go into the details about that, but my wife and I were stressed out of our brains, and just the professionalism of the medical people there and the caring way in which they look after the children and their parents and their loved ones it's nothing short of a minor miracle happening in our city.
Absolutely. Now, this is the front page of the Herald Sunday. You can see young River Reid there, who's a miracle story, and there's a lot of miracles at that hospital. For this company, the Good Friday appeal is something really special. I think every staff member feels a connection to it, and I think pretty much all Victorians feel a connection to it as well.